Yeah, it looks nice on you.
Do something helpful, useful.
Make us some money.
He's gonna sack everyone in this.
Oh, that means it's going to be a short job if I've only got a tiny bag like that.
Yeah, boy.
I don't have small ones. I'll shove it right in.
Is it in yet?
I'm off big time. It's like peeing like an old man. Yeah, press that torch over here, you're not being very helpful.
Oh, okay.
Happy Monday, welcome back to another Bossway Weekly. Obviously we're getting on with some apply kits now, but this morning we had to fix a roller shutter on one of our vans. It got stuck on one of the deliveries over the weekend, so we had to take the door off, get the van back to the yard, and now we've just reattached it all, so that is back to working. We've just started all the ply lining kits from all the orders over the weekend, and we've just had a delivery of some more fibre optic for the Sprinter roof. So each one of these reels is 2,700 metres, and we're now on to our second reel. So plenty going on, so let's get on with it. And the boys are installing more miles of fibre optics on this roof. We've also got a Range Rover Evoque coming in to install Apple CarPlay. With this particular install kit, we had to remove all of the dashboard, including the centre console where the gear stick is. It allows you to retrofit Apple CarPlay, and then to make Apple CarPlay work, all we had to do was press the nav button on the screen, which was then used to start Apple CarPlay. The idea of this is that you wouldn't use the factory sat-nav anymore, you're going to use Waze or Google Maps or something like that through your phone.
Did you get that?
Down a bath. Look at the wall.
I didn't know where to point. I went like that, you were stood there.
Not your face.
I fucking pointed somewhere else.
Do you reckon Karcher are just like clutching at straws?
Yeah.
That don't look like much is coming out of there, does it?
Maybe it's trying
Compared to the hose pipe, how much actually...
Maybe it's trying to flush little bits of air out like that.
It's like peeing like an old man.
Here we go. Oh! Whoa! Maybe we should leave it 2 minutes.
Now we're talking.
That's sucking juice up off the floor as well. I'm pretty sure that thing's from putting a soap bottle there and you stick it in, isn't it? Maybe we leave it 2 minutes. Why is this not working, bro?
Is the grey thing up or down? Gotta shove it right in. Yeah. That's better, isn't it? There you go. So now we have to plug the bad boy in.
No.
Oh yeah, you got to drain it first.
We'll give this a minute.
You see, water's coming back out of the, like that soapy pickup pipe. When you start doing that.
Something's not right here, mate.
It's all backwards. What's happening?
They poke him out there. Where's the plug? I'm soaked.
So that's supposed to go out that hole out the back, but you're just trying it for now, yeah?
Yeah.
Sounds bad, doesn't it?
That hurt. I've got a lot of pressure coming out of that. I think something's gone backwards in here, mate.
Yeah, that ain't right, is it? Now, a few months ago, this van broke down, and it was the earth strap that went from the engine to the chassis. And so what we did, we put in a new one, just made it up of a little black cable. So it went from the engine and to the chassis, and we also did engine to the battery, just to make sure, almost like a fail-safe really, to make sure that we're not going to have the issue again. Just before Christmas, this van went in for a clutch, and this was up, followed the engine wiring loom, but for some reason, when they'd taken the drive shaft out, I had a CV, in a CV actually, so it may have been that time, there was 2 times it was in, but one of them times, they've put the drive shaft above this cable instead of below where it was, and then it's chafed the cable. Now, it has only gone through the sheet in there, but it's just been MOT'd and it's come back saying, rightly so, that this will need changing. And so what we're doing a new cable now and refitting it. So we're just going to make that cable up and then refit it back where it was, but cable tie it back where it was in place. Now some of these cable ties were cut and it was wrapped round, so clearly they've had this off and then put it back in the wrong place when they've done either one of those works, the inner CV or the clutch. And yeah, so we're going to make a new one, and then should be right for the MOT. Does this alternator look fancy, yeah?
Yeah, it looks nice on you.
Oh, that means it's going to be a short job if I've only got a tiny bag like that. Woo! Monster, isn't it?
Yeah, boy. Right one. Just peel that sticker off. What's behind it? Oh, you don't know.
I reckon your one had 2 prongs, and in the picture it had 2 prongs. And I gave him the reg, and he told me this was the right one. So we'll try and trust him.
He don't know what he's doing.
Well, we've had the auto electrician here last week, and he has confirmed that this van has an alternator issue. It is charging at 40 amps, but it's got a 150 amp alternator on it. It's just charging at a steady 40 amps because the control, the LIN wire going to the alternator, although that has a control signal going to it, the alternator regulator is not reading that. So we're going to change the alternator now, so then it can go right up to the 150 amps it should do, or drop right down to where it needs to be. Doing it up, that's undoing. So,
Kane, you hear that move?
You got some light?
Maybe she's getting out of bed.
You got some light? Hello?
What are you doing?
Oh, phone's ringing. It's down to you. You might need to support
it gets loose and then it gets stiff again.
Might need to support the alternator because the more you've got the screw out, the bolt out, the more it'll be pinching it.
You wouldn't get the jack up to the alternator underneath, would you? The stuff
Jack?
Yeah,
it's not that heavy.
No, I know. I just thought.
Fucking hell.
I'm not saying it's heavy.
Don't weigh 2 tons.
I just thought it's easier just having it sitting on that, so you just lower it down.
Nah, there's pipes and pulleys and that's loose, Dean. It just pulls out.
Oh, don't unscrew all the way.
No, just
pull
it. Look.
See, guys are teaching me the wrong thing.
Be there for 3 weeks. Do you remember the last alternator we did, Dean?
Nah, I've never done one.
The one when you dropped the ratchet on my face?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I remember that.
Did he tell you about that? So I was under there, and I had to try and get the belt on, and when we moved the alternator, Dean then needed to get one of these bolts in through the alternator, and he had the ratchet on the end of it, and then he dropped the ratchet, and it dropped through the van and onto my face at the bottom.
What, big ratchet?
Yeah, big ratchet.
Yeah. Oh, boom. Correct.
I still got that ratchet-sized dent in my forehead. Straight on my face. I'm looking up at him like this, lovingly. You sort of ditch a ratchet on my head.
You show me what to do.
There'll be your old one.
Nice.
Yeah, see? 2-pin.
And he's giving us the wrong one then?
Well, I was just looking at that wire, and I think that's only got one wire going to the connector, so I think we should be alright. Just put your torch down here. Yeah, there's only one wire in that connector, look.
Alright.
So only one of them will connect, but that's when I looked in there, I did know it had 2 pins, and on this picture it had 2 pins, but that's fine. Look at that. A Bosch.
A la Bosch.
Posh, innit?
Nice new alternator there.
You hear the difference? No noise. Nice. 402,000 miles. 0.
Lasted a long time then.
It's done new, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Do something helpful, useful.
Make us some money. Is it in yet? Oh, fuck. Fuck. Scrapage.
That's 2 today.
That's it. Look, residues on there. Scalp.
I've got skin on I've got skin on the
Look,
hook.
nearly killed himself again.
That's,
Do you want that? Get your hat. It's in the Mercedes.
that's 2 today that I've had.
Get all the hat. And I felt it go.
Here it is. That bleeding?
Not yet. It will do in a couple of minutes.
Big time! Yeah, press that torch over here, you're not being very helpful.
Well, you're fancy.
Yeah, that's better. I'm going to straddle you. Okay?
Yeah, boy. That's all good. It's sitting in the grooves.
So we need to attach the battery now. And then see if it starts and go from there. Right, so we changed the alternator on the van due to the auto electrician's diagnosis, the best he could diagnose, but actually the fault is still the same. So we're flicking between 40 and 50 amps from the alternator still, so it wasn't a faulty old alternator, so we'll have to get on to the auto electrician, see what else you can find. What the auto electrician's saying, I just had him on the phone, he's saying that sometimes even a new alternator doesn't talk to the van properly. Although it's a new alternator, it wasn't from the main dealer that was 600-700 quid or whatever they want to charge for that. It wasn't the cheapest either, it was sort of in the middle. But what we've done, just to test it, we've bought a used one, but a genuine Renault one with all the codes on the alternator. And we're going to try that first before we go and spend 700 quid on a fancy one from the dealer. So we're going to try that, see what happens. I've never known him not to communicate before, but that's what he's saying. He's had those issues before with previous ones from Vauxhall Movanos and Renault Masters, so we've got to be guided by him. So when that one comes in the next couple of days, we'll chuck that on the van. It doesn't take very long, and see if we start getting some decent amps out of it. That one's floating between 45 and 57 amps, which is still an alright charge, but it's not enough. They can go up to 150 amps. So so we'll see when the new one arrives, or the new second-hand one arrives. We'll fit that and then go from there. Well, it's Wednesday here and we're working on the VIP Sprinter. Today we're working on all of the wall panels that are going to be going either side. So these are all going to be custom made, and they're also going to have accent lighting in them. So what we've done is, to start with, just cut the sides for one of our ply lining kits for one of these vans, just to get the general shape, and then we're going to custom make the panels from them. So this is how the ply lining kits look. It's just propped up here for now, but as you can see, it just gives us a good guide on where they're going to end up being. Obviously we need to make sure that we are trimming them off, so the roof liner comes down to here, so we're going to trim these off along there, and also we've got the windows that are behind here, so we need to mark out where the windows are going to be, and then we've got a panel to infill in the end as well, because this is a longer van than what these panels are for, but it does show round the wheel arches and things, so it gives us a good guide and a good starting place on where we need to be. So what we're going to do is join these panels together, and then we're going to take them out of the van and hopefully lay them on one long board going sideways, hopefully, and then have the window parts cut out, and then we're going to wrap these in a material that's been requested by the customer, and go from there.
How far is this going to come over?
Next panel, isn't it?
So it's going to want the one that's...
Is it this panel? That's the next panel.
So this is the one that's in the sliding door.
That's going to cut straight off. Sliding door, one window, 80mm gap, next window. So if we measure down here, we can festal that one off in this one. So that's 335, so here's 335. 335. There's a load of that.
That's a sub one.
335.
They're both cut off on this end.
And if I measure down as well, for this one, that is 1105. 1105. Yeah. Now we do a straight line along there, little jigsaw, window reveal, all power. is Thursday. So we stayed late last night and got all this templating done down the side of the van here. Managed to get it all in one panel, so that was good. The overcab liner is up with all the starlights in, so the starlights are coming out round here, and then all of the panels in the roof will join up together, bunch up, and all the starlights will be obviously all on the same colour and lighting up. So we've got this template here that we've done. You can see here how the roof finishes well below where we've finished our board, so that'll be a nice finish. So these are going to be wrapped in cream, and so will this grey metalwork on the van. So this will be a cream sort of carpet. This one's going to be I think the customer's gone for leather, if not Alcantara, but again cream. It's a very cream van. So roof, it's obviously going to have starlights, that'll be a dark roof, but then we've got cream sides. But great to have this all in one panel here. So that was good. So that's exactly the same as the other side of the van. So we're basically just going to trace that, put it the other side. What else is going on in here today? The customer was having Mercedes, well, between customer and Mercedes, whoever ordered them, there were some people going to come and fit some 360 cameras to this vehicle, and also some extra security. But it is 1 PM, nobody here. So we were planning on not doing any work on this today because they were going to be working on it, but as they've either not bothered to turn up, been delayed, whatever, so we're going to jump back on this. So what I'm going to do, where these parts are here down the sides, we're going to have some speakers in here. You can see this gold cable, that's the speaker cables, but obviously they need to mount to something, so we're going to have to make some like wooden mounts and things for those speakers to lock into and screw into. They're going to be behind the panels, and what we're going to do is put holes in these panels and then put the fabric over, so we can still hear the sound, but hopefully you're not going to see the speakers. That's the plan. That's the plan if there's enough depth in the body to house our speakers in. So we've got 6x9 speakers, 6" by 9", and 6 3/4" speakers as well. So they're chunky old speakers, got decent side magnets on the back because they're decent speakers. So hopefully we've got enough depth in the van to be able to mount it that way. If not, we're going to have to mount them in the side panel and have a nice grill over the top. But ideally I want to try and get it all nice and hidden away. Customer has no preference. Customer doesn't even know we're doing that, going to that length of hiding them, but the sound will still come out. We've done it on loads of vans before, so don't worry about that. But yeah, we're going to get on with that now. now we just need 3 more of these. So here's that Range Rover L405 that we've had come in with a hybrid battery fault. So first of all, what we're going to do is look in the back, put a tester directly onto the battery and just confirm that the 12-volt battery in the back is not charging. It won't be if those hybrid lights are on the dash, but we're just going to confirm that now, just as a stage 1 of our diagnosis. So we've removed the spare tyre out of here, which is where the 12-volt starter battery is hiding under here. We'll put our tester on it, and just as we suspected, the battery is not charging. It's on 11.81, 11.8 volts, and if we watch this for another few minutes, 11.79. See, that 12-volt battery is not being charged, and that is completely typical of the hybrid battery that's failed. So we're not going to go into more of the 12-volt diagnostics. It's just one of the things that we put in just to make sure that we know that we're not diagnosing something that's not correct. So there will also be an auxiliary battery under there, but that also won't be charging because the hybrid battery has failed. So we'll just lay this in here for now because it's all going to have to come back out for when we do the we change those 12-volt batteries as a matter of course, but also they need to be disconnected before we touch anything else on the car anyway. But what we'll do now is plug in the diagnostics. We do a full report and then we email that PDF to the customer so we know all the faults that are wrong with the car right now, and then when we've finished our job we'll do another report. Obviously all the hybrid battery parts will be fixed. If there's anything else with the car that's wrong that might not bring up an engine management light, they may well have been cleared by there may well be a lot of stored codes in there that would be created by low voltage. We'll clear all them, see what comes back, if anything, and then we'll send that report to the customer once we're finished doing our bit. If it could be completely clear, sometimes there's a module in there that might show a fault but it's not actually affecting the car, but at least the customer will know that the hybrid section that we've fixed will be completely repaired. So here we are, just going to go through to Land Rover, and it should pick up the VIN and then we can read the codes. Diagnostics, and then we do an auto scan, so go through every module that's on the car and we'll be able to send a full detailed report PDF as an email straight to the customer so we can see all the faults that are on it currently before we've even started work on the car. So there's 4 faults in the battery energy control module, 3 faults in the battery power inverter control module, and actually I've seen a lot more fault codes on these cars when they've had this issue. Now this hybrid issue on here only comes up intermittently, so it's starting to fail. Now a lot of the cars that come that like it's just gone, so I think he's caught this just in time, and it has been charging that 12-volt battery in the back sometimes but not all the time. So he has actually managed to drive the car an hour to us, which isn't possible normally. You'd get 15 or 20 minutes down the road and modules would start closing down when all the voltages start dropping, but he got away with this one. So there are other faults. Like I say, there may well even be faults when we're finished at the end. We'll do another report after the hybrid's fixed, and there may well be the odd fault in here that you don't know on the dash, and actually everything's working with the car. It just flags up, it just shows a fault, and actually even though it flags a fault, that particular thing might still be working. Things like we've seen faults before with a fault with heads-up display, but it's on and working. Obviously not ideal, but you wouldn't know unless you plugged the diagnostics in that there was anything wrong with the car. So there we go, it's just finishing the last module now. So we've got powertrain control module, common, ABS fault, gear shift fault, battery energy control module. So what we'll do now, we'll make this report as a PDF. But actually, if I go into here, you see a battery energy control module. So that's the one that controls the hybrid powertrain trouble codes. Now it's likely to be cells, like we'll say like A to F in here. Yeah, so control module input power A, and battery voltage sensor D, circuit erratic, hybrid battery system voltage unstable. So like I said, yeah, so it's absolutely typical of what we always see on these, and that is why it's here for us to fix. Hybrid battery system voltage low, DC to DC converter performance out of range. So yep, so we're going to save this report now. We can send it to the customer. He's expecting it to come. I've informed him about exactly how we work every time, so he'll get that report. We'll get on with fixing it, and then we'll do a final road test, clear all the codes, final road test, and make sure everything's all right. Send him the last report, and then he can come and collect his car. We give this car a good rinse because it's very, very dirty. We get all round inside the wheel arches, all the wheels and all the body, and all underneath the car as well, because when we're working on it we don't want all that mud falling in our eyes. Given it a quick rinse over because it was particularly dirty. When we're working under there, we don't want all that mud dropping in our face, so completely contactless wash just to rinse it all off. It's not a proper job, but actually it looks pretty good. So I snow foamed all the car, obviously got all the mud off there. I also put it in off-road mode, get it as high off the ground as I could, snow foamed all under there, let all the mud drop off it, jet washed all underneath the car as well, so it's as clean as it can be before we start digging around under there to dig the hybrid battery out. So but it does look really smart even without touching it. So that's it for Thursday. The 360 camera guys never did show up. I did loads of admin this morning, had another Teams meeting with the ads people that you saw me do last week or the week before. So they're setting up all our ads. They're going to start in a week's time doing ads for one of our ply lining websites. So that's exciting. We've got a couple of different ply lining websites and we're going to sort of compete them against what we're already doing. So they're trying to win our business. So that's exciting. This morning we've been just loads more admin, sending off invoices to customers, and we've had a big board order for the lightweight plywood for a camper van. So we've got 10 boards for a customer for that. So that was a good little order. We've had another Range Rover L405 customer contact us today. He actually bought his car from Copart knowing the hybrid battery was faulty and has looked us up. He's seen our videos, seen all the fault codes we've got on our website, knew all the prices. It was a really easy transaction. So he's coming hopefully end of next week if we can squeeze him in. If not, it'll be the week after. So we had to, so that was good. Yeah, hear from him. What else? I've had loads of phone calls today. I can't remember them all. Like I said, this morning did loads of admin, waiting for the 360 camera guys to turn up. Never did. So just thought we'd get on with a load of stuff this afternoon. Because they were going to be jumping on the Sprinter, a few of the lads had a day off today. Went fishing.
Yeah, boy. Hey. Yeah, not bad. Little babby. Take that.
Did their own things because we didn't know how much we were going to be able to get on with those guys turning up. So yeah, so it's been a bit of a shame, bit of a wasted day almost, because we haven't been able to jump on the Sprinter today. We were making really good progress on it yesterday with the guys finishing off things like the starlight roof in the cab area. The customer, it was just going to be the roof, decided want it in the cab, so the guys took the cab lining out and starlighted all of those. So we've got it in ready for the customer to turn up today, and trying to clear it all out of the way for these guys coming as well to keep it nice and tidy for them, so they're not tripping over all our tools and cables. But obviously we got the side panel in yesterday. By the end of the day we just got it sort of just right, so we were going to do a few tweaks to that today and then start cutting those out. So yesterday we felt like we were making loads of progress right towards the end of the day, and it was going to be exciting to get on with it today. But obviously we weren't going to be on today, so it was just a bit of a shame because we were in such a momentum yesterday. We could have done some really good stuff today, but hey, that's the breaks. So it's the way this industry goes sometimes. Some people let you down. So yeah, don't know. So that's Thursday over with, really. So I don't feel like completely wasted a day. Got loads of admin out of the way that you feel it's these things that you put off. I'll do that tomorrow, and actually you just need to get on with it. So it's made me sit in the office and get on with those small little jobs, small little orders, small little this, small little invoices that I've been not putting off, but not been on the ball with either. So it meant that I've managed to get on with all of that. And obviously, you know, I know it's only washing the Range Rover, but getting all the mud off that before we start work on it, let it drip out there overnight, and then we can get it in to start being done. And the speaker mounts for the Sprinter, that was really good because where the 4 lots of 6x9s are going to be, they're actually the same shape but mirrored. So I templated that one shape but flipped the other way, actually fitted the other side, so we just need 3 more of that straight shape. So that's good that I didn't have to make at least like 2 different templates. At least we've got that one will do them all. So that was a result as well. So that's it from me today. I'm off, and we'll see you tomorrow. obviously you've seen these speaker mounts being made, and there's the speaker cut into here. It's on this angle because there's metalwork behind the van that we need to avoid, but what it'll be is this speaker will actually be mounted the other side of this board, and then when we put our side panel over, like this side panel, there's going to be holes in the side panel to let the sound out, and then we'll hear the speakers through the panels, but you won't be able to see them at all. Now there's, let me spin you around. So there's this panel here, and then on the reverse it would be in there as well, and then the same on this side of the van. So those speakers are going to be, or are 6 inches by 9 inches, so 6 by 9 oval speakers, and there's going to be some 6 3/4 inches speakers a bit further forward as well. So it's really good that we've got those mounts done, and yeah, so yeah, really pleased with that. So we've been getting on with small things today because, once again, the people who were supposed to be coming to fit the 360 cameras and the extra security on the van didn't turn up again today. So a bit frustrating that, but there you go. So we got on with a few small bits today, and you saw Kane fixing the jet wash earlier as well. So that's now working. So now we've got a spare. So that's the end of Bossway Weekly episode 3. So this week, obviously, we've fixed a couple of our own vans. So the one with the alternator, the one that needed the lights changing, the one that needed the brakes changing. We've fixed the roller shutter door. So all of those are now fixed. Apart from the alternator one, we've just had today the genuine Renault used alternator delivered, so we're going to try that, probably fit it next week and see if that works. If not, be back to the auto electrician to see what he can do about that. We've had the Range Rover L405 dropped off for the hybrid repair, so that's going to happen next week. We've took another booking today for a black L405 hybrid repair, which will be done towards the end of next week, if not the week after, depends when you can get the vehicle to us, but that is a booking. Obviously we've got the side panels and stuff done on this, starlight roofs being fitted back into this as well. We've done the Apple CarPlay on the Evoque as well. Oh, the red Evoque that we bought from G3 Auctions in Bossway Weekly episode 1 sold, so that is gone as well. So that's good. And also today I got the insurance payout for the car that I showed that got sold at Copart. So although they took the car, sold the car, and it's already in someone else's possession, they still hadn't paid out from the insurance, but that got paid today. So that is completely resolved now, and there's a line drawn under that. So that's really good. So next week it's more Range Rover hybrids to repair, more work on this. So we're going to take the floor out of this next week and start on creating the new floor. Probably going to the fabricators to do us the bases for the chairs, the seats that are going to be arriving in a couple of weeks' time. So we need to do like the rear 3 are going to be raised slightly, a bit like as you would on a normal bus. They'll be raised up. All the TVs, all the audio, all the head unit and stuff, that all arrived this week. The speakers arrived last week, but the actual head units, a couple of TVs going in here, that all arrived this week as well. So we can start having a look at creating the rear bulkhead that we 3D scanned last week. So yeah, there's loads to do on this. Hybrids, ply lining, all sorts of stuff going on next week. So please tune in. Please subscribe if you like our videos. We want to try and get our subscribers up. So we'll see you again next week for some more Bossway content.
Yeah, it looks nice on you.
Do something helpful, useful.
Make us some money.
He's gonna sack everyone and just...
Oh, that means it's going to be a short job if I've only got a tiny bag like that.
Yeah, boy.
I don't have small ones. Shove it right in.
Is it? Yeah.
I'm off. Big time. I'm like peeing like an old man. Yeah, press that torch over here. You're not being very helpful.
Oh.